Hello, hello, hello. This is your message from the universe for 8/27/2020. This is the rune Raido. Now, Raido is the rune of communication and a journey, and it is reversed. So when Raido is reversed, it talks about our relationships and our communication within those relationships. And when we look at that compared with this reading, today might be a little difficult. The 27th might be a little bit difficult for you and your relationships. We don't want to lose ground that we have gained, okay? This Four of Wands that is reversed is talking about lack of security, losing security. Maybe you already feel that way. Maybe you speaking up in this disagreement is going to create that lack of security. This Four of Swords here talks about taking a moment to regroup. It talks about taking a moment to step back and to pay attention to what you are about to say, to what you are about to do, to reevaluate where you are going. See, we can't control what others do. We can only control how we react to them. So when you're in a disagreement with someone, you don't have to defend yourself in a way that is hurtful. You don't have to rise to their level of anger. You can even just not respond at all while the other person is feeling some type of way or is in that heightened state of anger. You can take a moment. You can take a day. You can take a breath. And that's what these cards are saying. This Four of Coins talks about holding on too tight, about being inflexible, about not shifting your point of view, being inflexible to the point that things don't change. Sometimes holding on to that point of view is exactly what makes things change. We got this card the other day, and if you look at it, it has 4 rune symbols on it here. We have Fehu for possessions and nourishment. We have Othila, which is the rune of separation. And we have Isa, which is the rune of self, and Gibo, which is the rune of relationships bound together. So that literally is a relationship. So this Four of Coins, talking about scarcity mindset, actually talks about losing a relationship. It talks about losing money, losing possessions, losing what you believe is yours. So combining that with this Raido reversed and the Five of Cups about regret. He regrets eating all this food, I'm sure. I do believe that this is about taking a moment and not expressing in that second the first thing that comes to your head. We all have a space in us that I call primal pain. And it's a space where we react quickly out of anger, where we lash out, where we might say something mean or something snarky. That space comes from unhealed wounds in us. And if we react from that space, then we are feeding in to that pain and the fear of loss, rather than using our newfound intuition, our spiritual connection, and our unconditional love to react. This Justice card is talking about how I know that you want to stand up for yourself. I know it's going to be difficult for you not to speak your side in the moment, but reassessing how you want to express that, even if it's not for a whole day, even if you need to just take a walk around the block, pretend to go to the bathroom to restructure your thoughts before you react from that place of primal pain. Take a moment to make a new plan. Take a moment to think about, why am I overreacting this way, or why are they overreacting this way, and then react in kind. Think about what that other person is actually asking you, or what the conversation is actually about underneath. It might just be that they're hurt and they might just need you to listen. It might be that they're hurt and they need to lash out on you. perhaps it is your place in this moment not to react, but a conversation can be held later about that sort of behavior. Reacting the way you always have doesn't change things. When you react in the way that you have always reacted, you don't change your future. You don't change who you are at your core. But when you choose a different path of nurturing and love, when you choose a path that respects who you are on this new journey, you don't have to respond to all the old stimuli in all the old ways. And if you do, love yourself. Don't blame yourself. It's not about blame. It's not about fault. It's about accountability. You can be accountable without punishing yourself. Do you know how you be accountable without punishing yourself? You choose to change your behavior for next time. You choose to become more flexible. You choose to recognize those moments when retreat is timely. You choose to recognize that you don't always have to force your way or make your point. Everyone doesn't have to agree with you so that you don't live with your regret. And if you are in a state of regret, again, you have to love yourself through it. You have to look at the situation closely and pay attention to it. Today, the crystals that they had me choose were this beautiful tiger's eye, which talks about facing new situations with a fierceness, letting go of your fear, and connecting to that divine energy. This raw labradorite talks about is able to help you to transmute the negative energies in your aura. It's also really good for communication and staying connected with your divine self. So this reading overall, while it may not be a whole lot of fun, it is a really big growth experience once you realize that people don't have to agree with you, that you don't have to make other people see your point of view, that it is enough for you to believe what you believe so that you can maintain those relationships, or at least so you can decide whether or not to maintain those relationships from a clear-headed space, not from your space of primal pain. You are beloved. You are mattered. You are so loved. Did you hear that? Just if you're still here. I've been very sick all week. And sometimes my mouth doesn't say what it needs to say. I let them come through so much that they take over. So let's try that again. You are beloved. You matter. You are loved. Thank you so much for your patience with me.